Well, hello my friends. I hope you're having a fantastic day. As you can tell, hey, you can actually see how I record these things. That's pretty cool. Anyway, today is another time for us to spend together and have a little bit of a walk and talk. And usually I go someplace in Seoul and I just turn the camera around and let you experience the area in real time. But today, we're going to do something a little bit different. That's right. I'm meeting up with some folks in the Seoul chapter of the AAJA, that's the Asian American Journalists Association, and we are going to go to Panmunjeom. That's right, the North-South Korean Demilitarized Zone, the border between the two nations, where the blue huts are. And hopefully we'll be able to go inside and take a look. So today's walk and talk is actually going to give you an idea of what it's like to go on one of these tours. Well, my friends, as you can tell, I am now in Seoul, and behind me, yes, behind me is the Lotte department store and the Lotte Hotel. And inside on the 6th floor is where I am going to go to meet up with the tour company to begin the awesome trek out there. Now, I will say this, there are a lot of options when choosing your tour company to go up to the DMZ, and I have only used one. I think for the normal rate, something around 110,000, 120,000 won for the full day tour. I'm only doing a half tour today, so I've got a little bit of a discount on that, but it's a nice one. It is the tour that I recommended. I think my friends and I have gone on before. As I said, I think it's 120,000 won for the full day. And you start at like 8 o'clock in the morning. You do the 3rd tunnel. You do all the touristy things. They give you a really nice bulgogi lunch that I've really enjoyed. And, well, you know what? Let's just go down. We'll go down and around. Oh. You always say I should be watching where I go, and now you know why. So, I'm gonna go down into Ilga station. But they give you a really nice lunch, and then they take you into Panmunjeom. You start at 8 o'clock in the morning, and then you come back around 5 o'clock. So we're just doing the second half today. Through the security checkpoints. Into the station. Here we go. She's Club. She's Club. Ooh, it's a GS. I need to get something to drink. All right, so I'm going to turn this off, get something to drink. I'll meet you up there. Wait a minute, friends. Here we are. We're here in the service lounge. I'm not the only one here. As you can see, we are all waiting for the bus to go to the DMZ. And we have my favorite tour guide. I've had him 2 other times. He's awesome. All right, it's time to go. We're making our way out the hotel lobby. Really nice hotel, as you can tell. Really nice, really swank. Really swank. Making our way onto the motor coach. Where are we going? Oh, we're out parked out front. We are parked out front. Let's see. Which kind of bus do we have today? We have a good group. I think we'll be possibly a full coach today. See everyone who's going to be on the tour today with us. The bus hasn't shown up. But, yeah, we'll be here. Incidentally, if you are staying here at the Lotte Hotel, there's the airport limousine schedule. So, yeah, all right. I'll see you in just a little bit. All right, as you can see, our Panmunjeom tour bus is here. Nice sized motor coach. Get to ride in style. Style. 22 through 26. All right, 22 to 26. Sleep. Today. You have all the tickets.
Yeah.
Yeah. After you, Joanna. So here's our coach. Yeah. Nice seats today. Nice seats today. Complete with speakers. 22, 26. What's it here? All right. Let the fun begin.
All right. Okay. What did I say?
Going to lunch.
Okay, after go to lunch, and then after that, okay, that is the well. First, we're gonna arrive and then have a lunch. Is they have a kimchi too. So their kimchi is really tasty. Because I love it there. So when I got there now, all the time I just had one bowl, full bowl, since I ate it all the time. So if you need it more, then just to let them know is that they're gonna bring some more as much as you want it. It's free of the charge. There's no charge for the extra. Okay. So when I went to the Japan, they all the time when we request more, they charge it every time. So this is Korea is love it. So we used to get it to the all refill all the time. So when I went to the Japan, my gosh. I'm getting crazy about it to all those. They give it to just a little bit too, very small portion of it. So, but that's okay. That's their custom. So no problem. In Korea, anytime the all side dishes just refilled anytime. So I love it. All right. Okay, and after lunch, and then we're gonna go to the Imjingak Park to see the Freedom Bridge, about 15 minutes quick. And then after that, we're gonna go to the inside of the civilian control area. Once we get there, before we go to the civilian control area, they're gonna check your passport. That is the first checkpoint. We have to do the 3 checkpoint to go to the JSA. So that is the first checkpoint and the second checkpoint, and then we're gonna arrive there, and then they're gonna check the passport again. The JSS will just come out, check your passport, and then check all of your dress codes too. And then once you get there, and then we have the short briefing about 15 minutes quick about the JSA. And then we have to transfer to the JSA bus. This bus cannot go to the JSA. Only the JSA bus is allowed to go. And then they're gonna take it to the JSA in about 1 hour, 1 and a half. It depends on them. And then coming back to the Camp Bonifits, and they have a small souvenir shop for the JSA and DMZ. They got the North Korean wine, North Korean money, T-shirts, and shot glasses, all different kind of stuffs in there. So if you need it, you can purchase it. I'm gonna give you about 15 minutes quick. Then coming back to the Seoul, it's about 5:30. We normally arrive here at 5:30, but I cannot guarantee exactly time. I can tell the 5:30 to the between the 6 o'clock. That is the I can tell you. As you know, in Seoul City, I cannot guarantee anything by the bus. Subway, yes, we can do that. But I cannot guarantee anything on those. So that is the whole schedule for today. Is there any question about the schedule? No, not yet. Okay, good.
Well, just like that, the bus ride is over, and now we're here at the restaurant. Time to take off our shoes and head inside. So, here we go. Look, I have shoes. I can untie my shoes. Whammo! Oh, that's bad.
Single word actually, because they have adopted that
Feet
more
finish,
here.
anyone?
That affects the memory more than this.
Alright. There we go. Alright, so here's a brief look at the restaurant.
Hi. Hey.
Where are you from?
I'm from India, but we are from Singapore University and we are here as exchange students.
I was just in Singapore.
Oh, you were?
Yeah, this past January. Love it. I even learned how to order coffee properly.
Oh, wow.
Like my kopi kao. Alright, where are my friends? Ah, there we are. All right, here we go.
And you got here 7, right?
What a nice bulgogi spread. Check out the food. Check out the food. Mmm. Hello, Joanna. Here's Sean.
Hi.
All right, now to eat.
About the connecting the railroad, the second negotiation item from the Munsan to the Kaesong, exactly the 24 kilometers is between the Changdan right here. So Munsan to the Changdan is the south portion, and Changdan to the Kaesong is the north portion. Is the 12 kilometers is here. So right now we are just right over here, and then after this is we're gonna go to the right here, and then we're gonna before we go to the Imjingak River. They're gonna check your passport, and then we're gonna go to inside of the civilian control area. Okay, and then all over this area is the civilian control area till here. You see the right here fence? This is we call the southern boundary line. This is the northern boundary line. This is military demarcation line or the MDL. This is we call the DMZ or the Demilitarized Zone. Okay, this is 4 kilometers wide. It's 241 kilometers long from the coast to the coast. So exactly. So it's 2 kilometers is our portion. It's 2 north portion. So inside of the DMZ, there's 2 villages. The village of the they got a village of the Kijongdong or the Prophet village, and then we got a Gaesongdong or the Freedom villages. On the way to the JSA, I'm gonna point out for you. Okay, so I just want to make sure because a lot of people say everywhere DMZ, even the civilian control area. So we have to distinguish the civilian control area and then DMZ or the demilitarized. There, okay, it's right up here. So this is Imjingak station and Dora station. We got a 2 station here, the new station here. They got a Panmunjeom and Seoul stations here. Before we got a more station than the nurses, but after we completed 24 kilometers, we share the exactly 2 and 2. Otherwise, if we got more than 1, they're gonna be complaining about it. So that's why we share it exactly 2. So they're not gonna complain about it. So that's all. This is all for the here. Okay, so if you look at the right over here, you see the one small bridge right here, the wooden bridge right here. That is we call the Freedom Bridges. Okay, why we call the Freedom Bridges? Actually, it's made by 100%. It's wood. It's really hard to maintain a long time. So that's why we build the top part over here. So why we call it the Freedom Bridges? Because after the Korean War, exchange of the prisoner of the war or the POW, they exchanged. We had exchanged the bridge of the return inside of the JSA. Okay, at this one, the JSA. And then we give the opportunity to cross the countries of their choices. Once they cross, they could never return to history. That's why we call it the bridge of the no return. Once we want to go to North Korea, if they say yes, go ahead, but you cannot come in there once you cross the bridges. That's why we call the bridge of the no return. Okay? Actually, it was a small bridges. So that's why we call it the bridge of the no return. After the bridge of the no return, they cross it here. They cross this, and then they gotta cross the right here, the Imjingak River, to come to this side up here. So at the time, there's 2 bridges, regular bridge, regular bridge. During the Korean War, the regular bridge destroyed it here. Okay, so they have to cross the bridge, the regular bridge to cross the Imjingak River, and then after that, they cross this bridge right here. It was temporary bridges here. So we had a couple times exchange of the prisoner of the war. Over the 13,000 of the prisoner of the wars, they crossed this bridge. Once they cross this bridge, they are free, 100%, because they are coming into the south side. That's why we call it the freedom bridges. Okay? Same like we give the title to, like a bridge of the Norwegian, same thing like that. So that's why we call the freedom bridges. So after this, you can take a walk and take a picture. Once you're coming out, you are free too. Right. At the end of the bridge, you're gonna see the on the fence a lot of junk is on there, like flags and all different type of messaging or like that. That is we call the wishing board or the message board. This is the last of the South Korean people come freely without any permission. So that's why a lot of people come here or the field trips here, and then they're riding into the I want to play with my friend in North Korea as soon as possible. Kind of like those kind of wishing they hang it up there forever. So if you want it, you can just find it on there, or anything you can hang it out, or anything you can do it there. So we call the wishing bowl or the message bowl. And you look at it here, you can see the one, the railer in here. This is the remember we connected the railer. This is one of the particles we wrote on the inside. So if you need, you can take a picture. And also you can when you go there, there's destroyed the bridge is still in there.
Alright, my friends, well, now it's time to spend a little time walking around here. So let me turn the camera around. I have shown this, I believe it was last November or so, when I was here with our friend Stacy. So, here we go. Now, I think these art installations are new. Various scenes of Imjingak. It really is a beautiful area. Beautiful area. I'm intrigued by this Beat 131 art space. Not quite sure what it is. Beat 131. Underground Bunker Pavilion. Beat 131 is a military underground bunker. Let me just take it over here. Which has since been used in Korea. Inside it consists of military situation room. Multimedia. This place you can watch the situation room. Military commodities, real-time image of DMZ in North Korea village. You can also experience the amazing fun mini arts. 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Admission is 1,000 won. But you are here and have to go around the other way. Where is it? So down there somewhere. Down there, as you can see, old bullet-ridden train. So the ribbons here along. The entrance is supposed to be right over there, but I don't see it. I'll meet up with my friends and go to the end of the bridge. You can see the lovely park down below. Beautiful area. So the bridge of no return in the distance over there. And then I'm walking on the Freedom Bridge. There's North Korea. There's a prayer wall, various notes. Imagine what it was like at the end of the war to walk down this bridge after finally being free. What an intense experience that would have been. Not only do you have the elation of being released, but going from an oppressive regime to total freedom. Why would anyone want to go the other way? Now I'm looking around for the bunker entrance, and I can't find it. It says it's supposed to be right here, but I can't find it. You can see the train with all its bullet holes in it, but oh well. We got to get back on the bus and then do our security checkpoints. I'm not quite sure what I can show you from that because they always tell us, put the cameras away.
But starting on your immediate right here, the tall blue building is the Joint Duty Officer, or JDO building. And the Joint Duty Officer is currently a U.S. Naval officer who serves as an official representative for the United Nations Command Military Armistice Commission, or what we call UNCMAC. Essentially, his job is to conduct official communication between the KPA and the United Nations Command. Directly across from the Joint Duty Officer building, you can see a two-story tan tower, and this is KPA Observation Post number 2, which is currently observing us at this time, so they are watching us. Once again, please do not communicate, point, wave, or gesture towards North Korea. At the base of the hill below KPA Tower number 2, you can see the white stakes mentioned in the slideshow brief. They measure 1 meter in height and spaced at 10-meter intervals, marking the military demarcation line through the joint security area. And it continues through Conference Row, bisecting each building with a 17 by 5-inch concrete slab, which is easier to find where the gravel turns to sand. That is the border between North and South Korea. The first silver building here on Conference Row is the KPA recreational facility. And this building is actually rather ironically named, as it houses no recreational equipment inside and is very seldom used by the North Koreans. When they do use this building, they commonly will stage 10 to 20 armed soldiers inside the building whenever there are talks between high-ranking or high-level officials inside Conference Row. The soldiers inside the building oftentimes enjoy pulling back the curtains, and they like to point, wave, or gesture at us, to include making throat-slashing gestures or flipping us off, and it's due to these childish antics that the building has obtained the nickname of the Monkey House. T3 here is used by the Joint Duty Officer for his staff officer and colonel officer level talks. And T2, right in front of us, the middle blue building, is the Military Armistice Commission, or MAC building, which is used for general officer level talks, and we're going to give you a separate briefing inside there momentarily once we go into that building. T1, the far blue building to your left-hand side, is used by the Swiss and Swedish Neutral Nations Supervisory Committee, and that's where they house their weekly meetings every single week out of the year. And the large gray building to the far left was once the former Czech and Polish NNSC building, but is no longer used at this time. If you look directly behind Conference Row, you can see the Panmunjeom, or the North Korean Visitors Welcoming Center. And the Panmunjeom also serves as a two-man guard post at all times. As you can see, Bob standing at the top of the stairs over there. There's another soldier inside the window. Most of the time there are more than 2 soldiers, but at all times there's a minimum of 2 inside the Panmunjeom. And if you notice that the 3rd story of the Panmunjeom is actually different from the rest of the building, that's because in 1994, North Koreans decided that our Freedom House was taller than their Visitors Welcoming Center, so they decided to rebuild the 3rd story to stand taller than the original Freedom House. So when the Freedom House was reconstructed in 1998, we built them to stand at exactly the same height to prevent any more provocations between North and South Korea. Essentially, that's everything we're looking at here on Conference Row, so if you have any questions, please feel free to ask myself, and feel free to take photographs. Selfies are permitted. If you'd like to take a selfie, just make sure you're not taking a picture of the Freedom House.
You don't have to make a line here.
Yeah, you guys can spread out. We're going to wrap around this middle table, though.
We'll be late as this one more, because Japanese people is going to be more. Come down here, come down here. More come down. 이쪽으로 와, 이쪽으로 와. 괜찮아.
Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the MAC building, or the Military Armistice Commission building. And this was the location where the 4 original types of meetings necessary for the supervision of the armistice were held. The actual armistice was not signed here. It was signed in the North Korean People's Peace Museum, located in Kaesong, which is just over the North Korean side of the border. But the majority of the meetings ever since then have been moved here to the Panmunjeom inside this building for the general officer level meetings. MAC meetings usually last anywhere from 3 to 4 hours. However, there's one meeting on record that lasted 11.5 hours and thus derived the nickname of the Bladder Wars. And it's due to the fact that during that meeting, neither side would get up and use the restroom for fear that it'd show a sign of weakness towards the other party. Since then, we have implemented a rule every 2.5 hours. There is a mandatory 15-minute break, so it makes it easier for everybody. The soldiers inside this building are standing at a modified position in Taekwondo, and the Republic of Korea soldiers. This stance, along with their dark sunglasses, is used to present an intimidating stance towards the North Koreans. And as I was just asked, the soldiers outside are standing half exposed behind the building, and that's to present less of a target in case North Korea were to fire upon them, as well as give them the opportunity to use hand signals behind the building that can only be seen from South Korea and hidden from North Korea. The microphones you see here on the table are monitored and recorded 24 hours a day, and all translations for the meetings are translated into 2 languages, both English and Korean, which used to be done by translators that would work simultaneously in the glass booths that are located at each end of the building. However, the translators now sit at the heads of the tables due to modern technology and for more convenience. These microphones also represent the military demarcation line right through the middle of the building. So everybody on the left-hand side here is currently in North Korea, and everybody on the right-hand side is still relatively safe with me in South Korea. I'm just kidding. Everybody, as soon as I'm finished with this briefing, feel free to move throughout the building, and you can take photographs of anything in the building. To include photographs with the soldiers, we just ask that you stay about 6 inches away. Please don't touch them or interfere with their duties in any way. Also, do not cross behind the soldier at that end of the building. He will stop you. The door is locked and there is a North Korean soldier on the other side, so you're not going to make it too far. We also ask, please do not put any cell phones or anything on top of the tables, and please do not rearrange the furniture or try and sit in the chairs. With that, feel free to take photographs. One other rule, just no photographs towards South Korea. If you're going to take photographs, either take them down of the MDL or towards North Korea, please. If you have any questions here, please feel free to ask us.
So let's take a look at the soldier. So you can see the modified stance here. Sunglasses. The aircon in the back corner. Take a look. So South Korea over there. Military demarcation line, the concrete slab. North Korea here. Can't really see much in here, so yeah. There you have it. North Korea. I'm in North Korea. So, very small room. Very small room. So the North Korean translation booth there. There's that locked door. So if you come on a tour, this is as far as you're going to get into North Korea.
Crossing over this bridge, and also the last Americans on record to cross the bridge and no return were Commander Bucher and his crew of the USS Pueblo in 1968 after being held captive by North Korea for 11.5 months. The USS Pueblo is still on display in the city of Pyongyang in North Korea to this day.
Well, my friends, that's the JSA. That's our tour to the DMZ, and that is it for today. Hope you enjoyed yourself. Until next time, thanks for watching. Stay true to yourself, and as always, be awesome.